There is no journey that is always rosy. Every journey has really hurdles that you might go on to face, and the way you overcome them is how you come out to be a champion and obviously triumphant. Right now as we speak, Erik ten Hag is facing two huge losses from Manchester United, if at all United doesn't act fast. With the delay of the takeover, the Glazers don't want to make decisions. Erik ten Hag is set to lose Rashford and Dalot very soon, if at all they don't make it happen in the next remaining months, because it looks like there are teams that are really interested in these boys, and these teams are really doing great onto the European level of football. Welcome to United Matters channel. We're going to talk about Weghorst, talking about how he can't wait to score the first goal for Manchester United at Old Trafford as we play against Leicester City today at the Old Trafford. Rock and David is my name. Smash the like button, comment and share. Guys, subscribe because we want to hit 12,000 subscribers. Not so, and you are just great people that have really gone ahead to really tune in for you. Now, we all know that Marcus Rashford is the best informed forward in Europe. He has gone ahead to score 14 goals in 16 appearances ever since the World Cup came to an end. Marcus Rashford is unstoppable. He even went ahead to score against Barcelona, and he was so much involved in the second goal that we scored that really put United ahead in the 59th minute, though they equalized around the 76th minute. That is Barcelona through that pinpoint cross of Rafinha. So every team in Europe is really eyeing Marcus Rashford, and they really want to take his signature. I know the reason. Rashford is really having his contract running down, and he's left with just 1 year and how many months? 1 year and 4 months on his contract at Manchester United. And Bayern Munich is really keeping an eye onto Marcus Rashford, and it's really worrying when you see such giants at the European market looking at Marcus Rashford. You at times feel like, oh, I'm really afraid, because we've been told that one of the directors, he's the top director of Bayern Munich, known as Salihamidzic, is keeping an eye on Marcus Rashford's situation. Bayern are aware that Manchester United activated their option here to extend Marcus Rashford's deal until 2024. The club likes Rashford performances, but they know they have no chances unless he becomes a free agent. Now, Bayern Munich are really keeping tabs onto Marcus Rashford. The contract situation of Marcus Rashford is really well described or elaborated to every United fan outside there. He was left with just months on his contract, and United triggered his 1 year option on his contract, obviously by adding that 1 year, and they really kept him from disturbances. Ten Hag informed that they are really discussing a new deal, but if at all they never triggered that 1 year contract, teams would have come in through in January to destabilize Marcus Rashford by giving him offers that, and run down your contract, we are going to sign you as a free agent in the summer, and you're going to give you such and such amount of money. And we wouldn't have been seeing Rashford perform to this level where he's performing at right now at Manchester United, because a lot of disturbances would have been running through his head, and he wouldn't have concentrated on his Manchester United career that has really gone ahead to get to a level of being the best ever he has ever played for Manchester United, because the best ever season for Rashford, he scored 22 goals, and on Thursday he leveled that in just 34 games, meaning that he's left with close to 20 games to end the season, and he might even score 40 goals this season and surpass the record of Robin van Persie, who averaged 32 goals in the season of 2012-2013 at Manchester United. So it really comes out to our understanding that the contract situation of Rashford has brought in people like Bayern Munich to start looking at him, and they are really trying to do the needful and really take him. Do you know why this is really disturbing? When such teams come in through, it really makes the negotiations of the new deal hard. That's it. It makes the negotiations of the new deal hard, because he'll tell you, I'm having offers on table. Bayern is telling me, if at all I go to Bayern Munich, they're going to give me £300,000. Now, how much are you giving me to stay? Because every player wants money. Rashford in the form that he is in right now, he's going to look at people like Kylian Mbappe in his age. He's better than them ever since the World Cup commenced. It really came to a halt. Haaland. Who else? Which other players in the age of Rashford that is really hitting the ground running and earning a lot of money? Sancho. No, let's first not look at those at Manchester United. Let's look at the players Haaland and Mbappe. Mbappe is earning close to £1 million per week. Haaland is earning close to £400,000 a week at Man City. That's it. Now, Rashford is going to call for money between £350,000 a week to £400,000 a week because he is putting in a form that every team will get him the amount of money he wants right now. That's it. And we need to watch out on our wage structure, obviously, because we don't want to become a burden like as it has become to the team of Barcelona to an extent that they are even forced to sell players, yet they wouldn't have sold them because the wage burden is really so much onto them that they cannot even register some because they are afraid of violating the La Liga financial rules and the financial fair play rules. So we should put that into consideration, but we are into what we call a rock and a hard place because it is really in the glass that Rashford is really seen by very many teams. Bayern Munich is out. They want him. They know they cannot get him because his contract was triggered. But they think if at all they go all out and negotiate out a deal with him as a free agent, it's possible. And trust me, however much Rashford is a Manchester United born, Ten Hag has turned his season round. He's playing very well. We can't rule out that he can run his contract down and really get out of Manchester United. Do you know why? The Glazers are here and they are not willing to dish out money to these players. And I came out and said that this takeover by the Glazers shows how naive they are at running a club like Manchester United. You can't just come out and say you are going to sell the club, especially towards the summer when some players' contracts are really going to run down. Now, when are the negotiations going to be carried out? Because the problem you're having right now is that how can we negotiate a contract of Marcus Rashford and give him the amount of money he deserves when we don't know who his new owner is going to be? You get? Most of the work is on hold, and I was so surprised when I saw John Mata announcing the new director of operations at Manchester United from Everton. I asked, why are we recruiting in people yet we are not knowing who is going to be the next owner of the club of Manchester United? Two bids have gone in through, Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Qatari Sheikh. But there is a third company from the US that is willing to put in money to invest in the Glazers to run Manchester United. It shows you how confusing this is. And to players like Marcus Rashford, they don't want to commit to a club that has no bright future that they are going to walk in through. However much Ten Hag is here, he has turned around Marcus Rashford. I know Rashford's head is 100% at Manchester United, doesn't want to leave, but factors caused by the Glazers might see him leave. Why are these factors contributing to his departure? Let me show you this story that was brought here by the managing backer confirming how Rashford was nearing leaving Manchester United in 2019. We are told that Barcelona were in talks to sign Marcus Rashford in 2019. He would have joined the club on a free in 2020 as Luis Suarez replacement. However, at the last moment, the player thought that the change was too much. Now, look at that. Even in 2019, he was left with 1 year on his contract, and his contract was running out in 2020. And if he found himself scoring very many goals, 22 goals for the club, qualifying for the Champions League, and obviously playing the semi-final of the FA Cup, playing the semi-final of the UEFA Europa League, and he said, all right, let me stay and put pen to paper on a contract of 4 more years, I think with an option of 1 year. And he signed it in 2019. Now, having signed that contract, he really stayed up to this level. But look at the same situation. It's really mirroring the same situation we are in 2019. that a team was willing to sign him. His brother flew to Paris to talk to Paris Saint-Germain that they would have loved to sign Marcus Rashford, but I don't believe Marcus Rashford would love to leave the Premier League. I think the securities we're having at Manchester United, one is Erik ten Hag. I think he has gone ahead to improve him, and he's always promising us that he's going to improve him into a much better player. The other option, the other security we're having is that he is coming from the academy. He loves Manchester United, he supports Manchester United, and he loves to play for the club. Thirdly, he's playing in the best league in the Premier League, and I know he is looking at winning the Ballon d'Or because Ten Hag is showing him that you start Manchester United, we are going to sign in more players, add more quality to the squad, you are going to be the main man, you are winning the Ballon d'Or. And obviously, if we're in the Champions League this season and Rashford was scoring like that, we happen to win the Champions League, Rashford steps on the podium of the Ballon d'Or. That's it. And I think he's going to be among the best top 10 players in the Ballon d'Or ratings this year because he is really on fire. Marcus Rashford is on fire. He is on fire. You get 30 goal involvements, 22 goals scored, and 8 assists. That is Marcus Rashford for you, and he's really on fire. So let's wait and see how that is going to happen, but we call upon all the responsible people to really get Rashford putting pen to paper. That's it. Negotiations are going on. Let's see Rashford put pen to paper. Now, after Marcus Rashford, there comes another player who has really made a very huge turnaround at Manchester United under the era of Erik ten Hag, and that goes by names of Diego Dalot. Diego Dalot is one of those that is really doing great at Manchester United, and obviously Real Madrid are really trying to see to it that they're really signing him, and the story has been really reported to us coming in from AS Darius that Real Madrid are reportedly eyeing a move for Manchester United's defender or right back Diego Dalot. The 22-year-old Portugal right back is yet to renew his contract at Old Trafford and could replace Dani Carvajal in the long term. So, Dalot, to me, I believe he's one of the best players in the Premier League, especially right backs. The problem was he got an injury after the World Cup and he has not yet gotten back to where he's supposed to be. But he's one of those players that is having his contract, that is seeing his contract running down, and United triggered the 1 year left on his contract. After triggering it, he's here until 2024. But they are working on it tooth and nail to really make him sign and put pen and paper to that contract. But the problem is for all of this, the longer we take, the more opportunities we give teams like Real Madrid, who are really in need of a right back. Barcelona itself are looking at Dalot as one of the replacements to go in and really play that right back that Dani Alves used to play. One, good building from behind, comfortable on the ball. He offers a lot in the offensive area, as you saw in the game of Leeds when he brought in that cross and Rashford scored. Then he found himself directing a shot that rattled off the crossbar in the game we played away at Leeds. He's really a very decent right back that you'll always need to play into your team. That is a player called Dalot. And the same situation is happening on Dalot because the takeover, the more it delays, these players are really not going to find it fit to be at Manchester United because they don't know who the new owner is going to be. And obviously, these contract negotiations are really going to take long because you don't know what's the plan of the new owner. Is the new owner coming in through and really bringing in a new management, new sports director, and everything? We don't know, guys. We don't know what is at stake for the new owner of Manchester United. And these players are really looking at how this process is being held by the Glazers, and they want to stay, especially Dalot, because he confirmed to us that he's going nowhere. He's staying at Manchester United and he loves with the club. But this puts Erik ten Hag on tension because he wants these players here. He wants them here, and the club is supposed to go all out and really offer these players what they want. And I 100% disagree with the salary cap put at Manchester United that they don't want to see players exceeding £250,000. And there is no way you can really make that when people who are really excelling like Kevin De Bruyne are at £380,000 a week. Haaland almost earns £400,000 a week. Jadon Sancho at Manchester United earns £350,000 a week. Varane, £330,000. Casemiro, £360,000 a week. You get? we're having players that are really earning lots of money past the wage cap you want to put at the club. And look at Rashford. I believe with what he has put in through, he deserves to be the highest paid player at Manchester United, because in his new contract, he really got at Manchester United. He saw himself earn £200,000 a week. You get? So I believe we should really hurry enough and not let's see Erik ten Hag lose Rashford and Dalot, because they're in their prime age, especially Rashford. I think Dalot is 23. He's just left with 2 years to hit his prime, and if at all he's playing like that at 23, if he is under Erik ten Hag for the next 2 years, he's going to be one of the best right backs in the world. And no brainer on that. No brainer on that. This guy is really good and promising. So that is it for Ten Hag and the players that are really that he might lose because the Glazers are really acting slow as a snail. They don't want to really get these players what they want. And I think what is really delaying these negotiations is simple. That the Glazers really want to go on and really sell off the club and hand it over to another person. And I think they don't want any commitments. They don't want to spend, they don't want to get out more money and dish it out to these players. So they might be telling these players, we've agreed a deal with you, but you are going to put pen to paper to it in the summer when we are gone. I think that might be the case. So let's wait and see how this is going to happen. But I hate these uncertainties happening at Manchester United because we don't want to see these players lose concentration. We want Rashford to concentrate on playing his game, knowing that he's having a hefty salary coming in through, and obviously that will be our happiness. Now, Wout Weghorst, one of the players that some United fans have not yet understood his importance at the club, has really gone out and spoken to the Manchester United TV about his first spell at Manchester United and how he's enjoying his stay at Manchester United. And he first said about the following: I'm waiting for the first goal here at Old Trafford. Unfortunately, it's taken a little bit too long already for myself, but I have to stay quiet and work really hard. Then hopefully that will come soon. I think that will be a special moment. And he came close to scoring for Manchester United in the game of Nottingham Forest that we won 2-0. Remember, towards the end of the first half, Casemiro delivers a very good cross in the box of Nottingham. He heads that ball and the lower bottom corner denied him his first goal for Manchester United. The other time he came close, we were playing Crystal Palace. He headed that ball and obviously the goalkeeper of Crystal Palace just went ahead to really save it. And I think those are the times he has come close. Not so, but I believe his goal at Old Trafford is not far away from coming, as with Weghorst, and I believe he's really going to be one of those that are going to be celebrating today as we take on Leicester City. I believe he's going to score. You know, when you look at him in the game of Leeds away, puts in an assist. In the game of Barcelona, he misses a sitter, the best chance of the first half. I think he's coming close. He's not this striker that is going to miss very many chances. What we need is to keep giving him these chances and creating them for this lad. And the more we do that, the more we are going to see him really putting himself in a better situation of really scoring these goals. And he can't wait to score his first goal at Old Trafford. And you never know, it might come in today when you're playing Leicester City, a game that we must win because City has dropped points and obviously there is a huge boost onto that. Then on playing in the midfield, he said Ten Hag mentioned it to me at Leeds at half time that it could be an option to do some tactical switches. It happened in the second half and went good. It was new and the first time I would have played there, but I quite liked it. And this is what you benefit when you're having a very good manager. He looks at the situations and really improvises the best for the team. And the manager really came in through and really put in a very good shift. And Weghorst really even found himself creating an assist for Garnacho for that second goal. Even at Barcelona away, every time we were defending, it was a 4-5-1 with Weghorst dropping deep. And obviously, when you're attacking, it was a 4-4-2 with Rashford leading the line and Weghorst playing as a number 10 behind Marcus Rashford. And it worked out like a charm for Erik ten Hag, and Weghorst says he liked it, and that's good to hear that a player liked the new switch of the manager. He then said, the most important thing for me is to help the team. Playing midfield versus Leeds helps us to win the match over there. Doing also my defensive work, I took it on. And especially for the first time, I think I can be happy with it. Obviously, he is among the top 5 players in the Premier League that have gone ahead to put in pressures onto the opponents. And I think he's behind Haaland. And who else? He's third. Bruno comes fourth. And this guy that scored a free kick against us at Selhurst Park, he's known as Olise. He's fifth. So he's fourth. That is Weghorst in putting pressures and pressing in that field. And his heat maps are really ridiculous. I think I showed them to you yesterday, and you'll agree with me that this guy is a beast in his own shell. That's why he's called a pressing monster. So guys, your thoughts on Ten Hag set to lose Rashford and Dalot are welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about Wout Weghorst, eager to score his first goal for Manchester United at Old Trafford, because he has already scored a goal away at the City ground, but this time round he wants to score it at Old Trafford? And do you think he's going to score against Leicester City today? If so, go in the comment section. Tell me what your thoughts are. Rock and David is my name. I sign out for now. See you in the morning, and then we prepare for the game of United versus a side called Leicester City at Old Trafford. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Good night, good morning, depending on where you are watching us from. Rock and David remains my name. Smash the like button to 100 times. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, if at all you're watching us for the very first time. I'm out.